Hey, Coach, nice selection.
Yeah, Murphy plays that song better, by
That's
the way.
one of the best bass lines ever.
Yep.
Well, Fan Zone number 3, week number 1, 2023 season, Sunset Rewind. Welcome back.
Let's go. Let's get into it.
Jump right into it with Fan Zone comments. So, correction, that was Lenny Ibarra, not Anthony League on the pass play. Lenny was the fly half on the U18 National Championship rugby team from Belmont Shore. He's 15. Fly half is like the quarterback. And so we got a little rugby information there.
Yeah, so just a little backstory on that. Last week, we gave Anthony Lee credit for a touchdown by Losal. It was actually the gentleman you just pointed out. And he's a rugby player, a national champion from Belmont Shores. I didn't even know they played rugby down in Belmont Shores.
Lenny Ibarra, yeah.
All right, good for him. So anyway, he got the touchdown.
So at Ishmael Cuevas 3824, if Edison isn't able to make up their canceled games, how do you think that will affect their league placement next year?
You know, it's all going to play out. They still have their league games to play. They still have CF. There's a lot of football. One game's not going to make a difference. It looks like they already made one up.
The Helix game down in San Diego, so they're playing at least 9 for sure this year, and they're making the playoffs.
They got to bye next week,
right?
And they're still looking for a Week 5
They're
opponent.
looking for a Week 5 game.
Let that all play out. I wouldn't lose too much sleep on that. That will work itself out.
At Adriana Rivera 5094, any chance you guys will cover girls flag football season? I'm glad you asked. Yes, there is a definitely good chance of that. In fact, we're going to reference it in a couple minutes here.
Oh, good. I actually went to the Losal girls flag football game the other day. Their coach had posted something on Twitter. I was right across the street because my oldest daughter goes to swim. Right. So I went over there, watched about a half hour. It was fun. They did a good job. It's going to grow, and I hope it does.
It is. It's going to get big.
It's good stuff.
Like right now, there's 100 and something teams in the southern section that have a girls football team. But in the southern section in its entirety, I believe there's over 500 high schools. So it's going to grow.
Yeah,
steadily.
You know, and our goal here at Sunset Rewind is ultimately to expand as much as possible, cover as many sports as possible. It's slow. It's organic. It takes time. You got to have an infrastructure in place, but certainly girls flag football is on our radar, and that's something we're looking to do down the road for sure.
So our good friend at Tommy Tar 123 asked the question: what Sunset League school has won the most Olympic medals? I'm guessing.
Gee, Tommy, I'll bet you it's not Edison, but because he's not biased at all.
I'm going to have to go with the Newport Harbor Sailors.
I'm going to pick Newport Harbor too, but I couldn't tell you one. Well, no, Misty May I know for sure won some medals. Do you know who else?
Yeah, I mean, they've had a bunch of volleyball players go through there.
Well, I didn't ask what sport. I said, do you know anybody?
I can't name anybody off the top of my head, but
Misty May.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Taryn's whispering in the background. Go ahead, Taryn.
Who is it, Taryn? April Ross. Okay.
All right.
There's another.
Who's April Ross, Taryn?
Beach volleyball player.
Beach volleyball.
Volleyball, of course.
Thank you,
that makes
Taryn.
sense.
She won gold with Alex Kleinman in the Tokyo Olympics.
Nice.
All right, but your mic's not on back there, so we can't hear you. But the Tokyo Olympics, he said. So, all right, Tommy Tar, but we need actual evidence. So show us the medal count compared to the other schools, but we're guessing it's Newport Harbor.
So at Isaac Hernandez 7449 asked this question: why does it say yes after the Cypress team on your next week's game pick? Is that a secret code that you guys really want Cypress to win? Getting called out a little bit there, Coach.
Okay. There's a backstory to that goes back to the 90s. To answer your question, no, that was not a dog whistle because we're secretly playing for Cypress.
No.
I will just say this. It has to do with Lee Hacksaw Hamilton, who used to be an announcer on the Mighty 690 AM radio.
Remember.
And Marv Alberts, all you old school basketball fans, whenever somebody would score, he'd go, yes.
Yep.
The story gets a little weird from there. So if you really want to find out, I'm not telling it on air. You can come to the studio and I'll be more than happy to explain the yes story. But it had nothing to do with being a dog whistle for us secretly wanting Cypress to win.
So at Cody Kellogg 9293 asks how I can get a magazine. Well, got them published already. So how can a fan get a magazine, Coach? What's the best way to do that?
You can go to a football game. They sell them at the home games. You can talk to the booster president and see if they've got them yet. They did a great job this year. It's got all the players from the league, all the rosters, and we split the profits with the school. So you're actually helping the program.
Yeah, it's a great fundraiser for the programs.
And it keeps the lights on in here. So it's kind of a win-win. So they're out. We're ready to sell them. So go to your game and check them out. It's good stuff.
At Anna Aguilar /RB7OP asks us this: did you see the St. Paul's coach's pregame speech on Twitter before the Newport game? I'd love to get your guys' take on it. Yes, we did.
Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
Go ahead. Lead off.
So if you don't know, check it out on Twitter. Maybe we can post it on the link below. But Coach Machete, who was from La Habra originally, La Mirada.
La Mirada, correct.
Is now at St. Paul's, and there in the locker room gave a good pregame speech. It was animated. He was fired up.
Right.
Watch it yourself. But look, that's a speech I've heard a million times.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a speech
That's
as a
a
coach
typical
I've
football
given
locker
a
room,
million times. You know, your job as a head coach, among many other things, is to keep your guys motivated. I don't care if it's the off season, before the game, during the game. So you're looking for things to fire your guys up.
It doesn't say it in the job description, but it is very much part of the job. Motivational speaker if you're a head coach.
Well, often the teams come out flat and they're like, how could the coach not have his team ready to go? Well, he's doing his job. So, I mean, as a coach, I'd make things up about our opponent if I had to, just to make sure my guys were locked and loaded and focused. So, yeah, he was a little animated. I mean, if he was talking like that at a business seminar or to his employees, it's a football thing. They're in the locker room. It's no big deal. My only caveat is if he was being recorded and didn't know about it. Remember Antonio Brown a couple years ago on the Steelers?
Oh, with Mike Tomlin? Oh, God.
Yeah, I think they'd just beaten the Chiefs and they're getting ready to play New England maybe, and he's kind of going off on the Patriots.
Yep.
But that was within the context of his locker room, and then the guy posted, that's messed up.
That is.
But I think he knew he wanted that out there just to kind of, remember, that's a private school, so he's trying to get guys to go there.
Correct.
So kind of see what kind of guy he
and
is.
St. Paul, a private school with a rich football tradition.
No, that was the big nothing burger. He was fine.
Our guy, Rich Carrillo, is a trivia winner. For the uninformed, the trivia answer, the great former HB Oiler and NFL Hall of Fame tight end Tony Gonzalez, a stand-up man and one hell of an athlete. Salute. I have met Tony Gonzalez before, and he really is a good guy. Really, really nice human being, good dude. And then at Kozai 44, Tony Gonzalez, Huntington Beach, he also answered it. And
so here's a little interesting thing about that. Kai, I thought was I know Kai, by the way. He's a former student of mine.
Right, correct.
He had guessed it, so I called him and said, hey, good job. You get the hat. So I got him a Sunset Rewind hat.
Yep.
But Rich had posted it on Twitter.
I got 8:54 p.m. Rich, 8:59 Kai.
He
and then
beat Kai by 5 minutes. So really, Rich, you're the winner. Kai, I'm not going to take your hat away from you. But Rich, if you come on down to the studio when you get back from Arizona, we'll go to the Goose. I want to hear some old school Sunsets.
We got to acknowledge one more person on that. At Mallory Camus 2886, she also answered correctly, or they answer correctly as well. But Rich,
so if we have multiple winners,
down.
we just go in order of who got it first. So
Rich we need to hear some classic Huntington Beach stories from
I'm
Rich.
Sure he's got a million. He's become one of our best fans. I love that guy.
Love that guy. All right, cool. Could we go to the slideshow, please? So Johnny Cash Challenge still available, still out there for somebody to take that money.
Not offer enough money. I mean, I thought
$500.
Free. Come on in, sing the song, and you got your $500 richer.
Maybe somebody will show up today. We'll see.
All right, well, let's hang out. What's next? Just hit enter or that.
Fan zone comments and questions we just addressed. Girls flag football. Newport Harbor played their first game. They took on Mira Mesa from San Diego, and boy, 42-zip. They were very successful in their debut flag football game. And I got another one I can report on. Doesn't have a slide for it, but Edison played their first game, or one of their first games the other day. They actually beat Cypress 6-0. So the Sunset League football, flag football, off to a great start.
We got to get some of those coaches and some of the girls in here, kind of how we do the preseason show with the boys football team. We got to deal with the girls. So,
absolutely.
That'll be our homework in the next coming weeks.
If you're a girls flag football fan, subscribe to the channel. We are going to cover girls flag football.
We just, like our boss said, we got to stay in our lane. So let's get the green light from Jason. I'm sure he's on board, but we're definitely looking forward to expanding, and girls flag football is one of the ways we want to do it.
Edison is still looking for a Week 5 game. So the Chargers are still looking for another game to schedule. They need a Week 5 game to play. Please direct message them if you know of any schools that could play. Their handle at Twitter X is at Edison Charger FB. So if you know any schools out there, I don't know, Ventura County, San Diego County again, whoever, they need another game to get them to an even 10 for the season before the playoffs start. So just if you have any connections in high school football, give Edison a call.
Go find them. Let's go.
Coach of the Week. Look at that, Coach.
So I saw that initially. I'm like, oh, sweet, Heddig's up there. So I'm like, that's a no-brainer. Let's vote for him. And then you get to the third coach, and it's like, oh, God, it's Gutierrez too. So like,
two Sunset League coaches.
Now I can't vote because there's a conflict of interest.
But congratulations to both of them for even being nominated for that. That's a high honor there. And
that was coming off their first game of the season.
Right. But Heddig must be amazing. He's nominated for this after one career victory.
Yeah, right.
That's how great a Coach Heddig is. And then we know all the great work Coach Gutierrez is doing at Fountain Valley, turning that program around, and they're trending up as well.
So did we have a winner?
I guess we'll have to go on the Charger website and see who that is. I don't know if it's announced today or if it's announced tomorrow. We'll have to
Fortunately, it's
figure
on the
that
next
out.
slide, so hit it.
Oh, you got it already.
I got it. I'm on this.
Oh, Coach Gutierrez won it.
Yeah, see?
Nice. I hadn't seen that yet.
Yep.
Congratulations, Coach.
You need to pay attention to the slideshow
That's
before we
awesome.
go on air, just in case.
You kind of
Yeah.
snuck that one in at the last minute.
Yeah, you weren't
they
paying
already
attention.
announced it. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that good for him and good for Fountain Valley again. He's, that's no easy task. They're in a tough league, but he's, slowly but surely,
And I
piece by piece.
believe because our good friend Coach Feldman at Cypress won that last year, and then he won it for the year. I think all the coaches of the weeks, they get to go to a Charger game at the end of the year, and then they do announce like the Charger Coach of the Week or the Coach of the Year for San Diego, Orange County, and LA County. But
Turner, your Chargers going to be in the playoffs this year? What kind of fan are you? He did this. The answer, well, hopefully, okay. Fine.
and if Tom Telesco's watching, you got to answer yes to that, Taryn.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? No, he said, I don't know. You're not getting playoff tickets. I'm going to call Coach Telesco and
Yeah.
see if he can hook us up. And I'm not taking U-turn. You had your chance. Go Chargers.
He's the GM.
Moving on.
Yeah, we've got connections.
The legendary Sunset League. Said
Oh, this
last
one
week.
came from,
I'm going to say it again.
Rich, Korea.
Carrillo offered this. There's perhaps no high school athletic league more storied and or celebrated in Southern California, perhaps anywhere in the United States, Coach, than the iconic Sunset League. Trivia time. Since 1981, only one current Sunset League team has changed their helmet logo. Who was it?
So I saw the picture. He DM'd me it.
Okay.
It's cool. I had no idea. But we will put it up next week. But if you answer it, we got a hat coming your way if you're the first one to answer it and get it right.
I think I know who it is, but I
you
won't
can
say
put
it.
one of the teams, but how do they have to show that they know? Well, whatever. First answer wins
Yeah,
it.
first correct answer wins it. Yeah.
Correct.
So Corona Del Mar is celebrating the state championship they did last Friday, and you're
Halftime.
at the game, and so there is a shout out to them. Congrats! It's been 10 years already, and a little tie-in. I believe you called that game against Nordhoff when they're in the state
That was
finals.
the semifinals
Or
of
the semi.
state. Yeah, Nordhoff.
After
is at
they
Orange
had won
Coast College.
CIF.
Correct.
Right. So
God, that's when I was at Time Warner Cable.
yeah,
Back in the day.
back in the day, that was awesome. So congratulations.
And by the way, I'll give you
on the
another side
reunion.
note. That was the first team to ever go 16-0 because they went
Right.
14-0. Then they got to play the two games.
two extra games.
First ever 16-0.
in the state of California.
Yeah. So before the Cypress CDM game, I was at the Goose hanging out.
Right.
And a lot of those guys were there, pre-gaming, let's just say.
Right.
And I ran into Colin Penne's parents.
Oh, wow.
Really nice, really friendly. They bought me a Pepsi and a nice group of people.
Right.
And so I wanted to give them a shout out and a thank you. That was fun. That whole experience that night was great.
Yeah, it's always
Great atmosphere at the
fun to
CDM
run into
games.
the fans and the parents. I mean, they're always so nice to us, and
Yeah.
it's awesome.
And they got that DJ I just love.
Oh God, yeah, the CDM games are.
It's like
It's
being
an
at
event.
a football game and a rave at the same time.
yeah, and then they got that smoke machine going and all that good stuff.
Well, I'll throw one more out there, and then I'll get off my side note stories. So at the CDM game, I'm down the sidelines. The principal comes up to me, Jacob Haley and Brian. By the way, El Toro guy,
Wow,
former
nice.
Charger, and Brian Walsh, their AD. Great guys. We're talking the whole time about the DJ, and we're talking about El Toro stories. And no, he really good guy. His son's an 8th grader. He's
Okay.
the ball boy.
Oh, nice.
And the principal actually runs the not flag football, the Pop Warner League of the teams going into
That feeds
CDM.
into
So, yeah,
CDM.
exactly. So his kids will be there soon.
Is that the Seahawks or the Patriots?
I asked him that. It's kind of more from
Okay.
there because I know Alonzo from
Right,
Newport
right.
does that stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know the specifics, but long story short, he's involved with that. His kids will be going to CDM. So that's pretty
Nice.
cool when you're the principal, your kids are going there, part of the program.
That
That's
is cool.
Yeah, so good for him. So thank you, Jacob and Brian. They were really friendly on the sideline and good getting to know them. And he gave me his card. So
Ooh.
if I ever get in trouble on campus, I can flash the Jacob Haley card, and
business
maybe
card.
that'll get me out of trouble.
Nice.
Yep.
Sunset Rewind. Where are they now? This
man
week
Carter.
we are featuring Edison High School class of 2023 graduate Carter Hogue. So you know where Carter's at, Coach?
I want to say Arizona Christian.
Good.
Arizona
That's right.
Look at Carter. He looks kind of
Arizona
menacing
Christian University class of 2027, continuing his football career. So shout out to Carter and say hi to his family who's now in Las Vegas.
I'm bummed they moved. We really built a good rapport with
Yeah.
them, and they were going to be our Edison go-to. And,
Yep, and they
that
did
was
such
tough
a
to see
good
them
job
lose,
on
but
Charger 1.
Yeah, I got to take care of business. I get it.
So shout out to Carter. Hope everything's going well out there in Arizona, Carter, and hope you're having a great football
Stay
season.
cool. Gets warm out there this time of year.
Most Sunset League Player of the Week, Brady Edmonds.
Yeah, so Brady, I apologize. We don't have a updated photo of you. That looks like you about 4 years ago, but a good-looking kid nonetheless. So here's the thing. He was your Sunset League Player of the Week last week, correct? All right. So, Brady, the bar is officially raised. No more. They're starting a freshman, and we're going to kind of give you some love because you're a freshman. You have, in back-to-back games, proven you are, in a sense, a seasoned veteran just by your numbers. So any awards going forward, you're going to have to really have some godlike stats. But certainly 343, 4 touchdowns, helped battle back, down 21-0. I mean, that's huge. And you can see he's getting comfortable in that pocket. He's making good reads. And he's like 6'5", 6'6"-ish, and he looks the part. He looks like
and he's extremely intelligent. I remember when we interviewed him at that passing league tournament, just off camera, he was telling me like how he meets with the D coordinator, so he learns defenses and stuff. Like, yeah, he's a true student of the game.
Well, so another side note, I teach at Lexington Junior High, and his little brother goes there, so I see him all the time. So I make him get his phone out and put a like on our show and subscribe. So I'm always harassing his brother to make sure he's liking our views. And I tell him to put the phone away. Don't want to get him in trouble. Power it off. Anyway.
So my player of the week is going to be Caleb Annett, 20 for 30 on passing attempts, 223 yards passing. He had 3 passing touchdowns, and he ran for 1 as well. So Caleb getting it done. Boise State, you're getting a good one, I'll tell you.
All right, guys, we got some hats coming your way, so stay tuned.
Right, so this week's Sunset League schedule, week number 2, number 10, Corona Del Mar taking on Palos Verdes at Newport Harbor High School. That is a Thursday game for everyone who wants to go. That is the battle for Sea King supremacy, as Palos Verdes is also known as the Sea Kings.
Taryn, you're going to be at that game, correct? All right, so T-Rod will be there. CDM, Palos Verdes is 2-0. They're outscoring their opponents 88-21. So this is going to be a good test for CDM. You know, CDM's an interesting team. I don't want to say they start off slow, but they kind of feel their opponents out, and then they kind of at some point break away at some point. Of course, I'm going to go with CDM. I like them in this one 31-14. I think it'll be tight early on, and they'll finally settle down and get it going.
I'm going to go CDM 28, Palos Verdes 17.
All right, what's our next game?
Number 4, Los Alamitos is hosting Timpview of Utah, and they'll actually be playing on campus at Los Alamitos, which doesn't occur often, but it's really cool atmosphere. They got the bleacher section there, so that'll be filled to capacity, so get there early. But another good test for Los Alamitos. Timpview, one of the high-quality teams from the state of Utah, but not going to matter. Los Alamitos is going to win that game 35-21.
So Timpview made the championship game of their state last year. They went to the state finals. That's hard to handicap. I don't know anything about that Utah
I don't
school.
either.
I don't know their point. They're 2-1, which is fine.
Yep.
I'm clearly going to pick Los Al, but this is just because I want them to win. So I'll just say Los Al 28-21. Timpview, I think, is pretty good. It's going to be a test, but this will be a good test for Los Alamitos because, again, they've got so much potential. And if they can get it together, I think they're going to really hit their stride by the time the league starts. So give me Los Al.
So you got a score?
28-21.
Perfect. Number 15, Newport Harbor is hosting another top 25 school. Number 21, La Habra, who's won, 7 or 8 CAF championships under the guidance of Coach Frank Mazzota. They're a freeway powerhouse. Can't recall the last time they didn't win that league. They do have 3 players in the top 150 too. Number 121 is Brandon Giron. He's a running back. Looks like a 1,000-yard rusher. Kenny Saucedo, the La Habra quarterback, is ranked at number 139. And Ulave Fetuli is the tight end and defensive end for La Habra. He's ranked at 146. So La Habra, this is a tough game. This is a tough matchup for the Sailors.
Harbor's been very tested against these top. They seem to keep playing teams with good running games and good running backs. But look, this is all helping their resume, taking on these physical run-oriented teams. La Habra's no different. They're 1-1. Their one loss was to Upland, which is a very forgivable loss. So
right. Upland's traditionally good.
This is a good opportunity for both these teams. We're both 1-1. We're going to start to get some separation. One of them's going to be 1-2, so it's a big opportunity for both teams. I think it's going to be a dogfight. That's actually the game I'm going to be at. Cameron and Josiah, I've got some prizes for you because remember they won the One Game Challenge.
Yeah.
Just make sure you win so I can interview you
present
guys
them on
and
air.
Present them on. If you lose, I'll give them to you, but it's just not the same. So I love Harbor in this game. I think it's going to be a dogfight. Give me the Sailors 24-21, much to the delight of Tommy Tarr.
You must be reading my mind because I swear that's the exact same score I was going to go with.
You can piggyback
24-21, yeah. It's going to be something close like that. All right, number 24, Huntington Beach is taking on another top 25 school, number 23, Capo Valley, and that game will be down in Mission Viejo at Capistrano Valley High School. So,
we're trying to send Ramos to that game, but go ahead. That's a long road trip for him. We'll see.
Capo also has 3 players in the top 125. Tommy Acosta is ranked 134. He's the quarterback for the Cougars. Riley Walker is a linebacker who's a dude and just flies around the field. He's ranked at 128. But their highest ranked player in the Capo Valley lineup, number 44, Jackson Sievers, who's a linebacker and a tight end and never leaves the field. And the guy's apparently a real dude. They got him listed at 6'2", 220. He's versatile and productive defender. He had past 2 seasons, he had 99 tackles, and then last year, 2 seasons ago, he had 99 tackles. Last season, 139 tackles.
Yeah, I mean, let's get the bad news out of the way.
Yeah.
Capo is better than Tribuco Hills.
Yes.
And they're home.
Yes.
The good news is for Huntington, you are better than the way you performed against Tribuco Hills. So if they can go down there and start the game off clean and play 4 quarters of solid football, I think they get the win. I think it's going to be tight and competitive. But a good opportunity to get off the mat after a tough loss. Give me the Oilers 28-24.
Close game. Yeah, I like that. I like your assertions, too. I think Huntington can win this game. It's going to be a dogfight because Capo is definitely a well-coached, skilled football team, but I'm going to go with the Oilers. I'm going to say 21-20.
By the way, a side note, I forgot to mention this on our regular show. Big shout out to the freshman team at Huntington Beach.
Absolutely.
As I was pulling up, they'd finished their game. They'd won on a last-second onside kick. So they tied it up, or should have, late in the game, but missed the PAT. So now they're down 1 with like 15 seconds left. They onside, get it.
Yep.
Throw the running back like a 5-yard curl, and he just takes off and gets the win last second. But Coach
Eric Cole, one of our good friends,
told me the story. Yep. You know where he played football?
Penn State.
Okay, and Coach Dominelli played football for what legendary coach you know?
Ooh.
He was at Ohio State and Youngstown
Woody
State.
Hayes?
No, he's not that old. He's a kid. Jeez.
No, you're talking Jim Tressel.
From Youngstown State.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you got a guy on your staff who played for Trestles, a coach on your staff who played for Paterno.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good for a freshman staff.
That's
and I guess Dominelli's got a son who's a stud, a little undersized, but plays his butt off.
Nice.
Shout out to those guys. Congrats on the win.
So Fountain Valley is going to host Bellflower at Huntington Beach this week. Fountain Valley coming off that tough loss to Marina, looking to bounce back against Bellflower. I think it's been a tale of two cities for Fountain Valley. That first week they scored 49. Last week they put up 7. First week Noah was getting it done with throwing the ball, and then the last week he was running mostly. So we've seen 2 different styles of offense for Fountain Valley. I got to imagine that it's funny because 49-7, you average that out, that's 28 points a game, which if they had that against Marina, they would have won. So I think look for Banua to throw a little bit more and get the ball in the hands of Taylor and Oliveris a little bit more, and look for a passing attack. I'm going to go Fountain Valley winning this game. I'm going to say they're going to put points on the board again. I'm going to give them 35-24 victory over Bellflower.
So at this point, I think Fountain Valley is a tale of 2 sides of the ball.
Right.
We know they can play offense, and we know sometimes they can't.
Right.
We know they can play defense, and we know sometimes they don't play as well they'd like to. If the offense that we saw in the Troy game and the defense we saw in the Marina game shows up at the same time, that is a lights-out football team.
Yes.
So if they can get on the same page, get it together, be consistent, they're going to beat a lot of teams. I'm telling you, we saw the potential of Fountain Valley. They just got to get it together and play as a unit. I like them to bounce back. I'm going Fountain Valley 28-10.
Good. I like it. And number 8, Edison, has no games scheduled. That was due to the fact because they had essentially 2 week 0 games scheduled in Maui that we know didn't, weren't able to play it. So,
well, here's the thing: CDM plays Thursday night against Palos Verdes, who will be Edison's number the next week's game.
The third game. Right.
I got to think they're going to be there scouting that game on Thursday night. So
absolutely, that's they'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone there.
100%.
Scouting both the Sea Kings teams. So yeah,
and then they can scout Friday night, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right.
They can get a lot done. This could be a productive week for Edison. Yeah,
100%.
So Los Alamitos, Huntington Beach, and Newport Harbor are offering live streaming. You can see where you can catch those games right there.
By the way, I talked to Dominic Lorenz at the Tribuca Hills game. Really nice guy. His voice, he sounds like a professional.
Nice.
If you hear him in the other room, like, dude, who is that guy there? I mean,
he's got the voice.
He knows what he's doing. Yeah, real nice guy. We're going to try to get him on the studio, kind of talk about what he does. Because he does more than football. But anyway, really good guy, knows his stuff, and he sent me some stats, so I appreciate that.
We'll leave those addresses up there for a moment, just in case you want to copy them down. Or you can watch the show. When you watch the show, they'll be posted for you.
And I want to give a special thanks to Kent Bickel, Justin Connolly, and Coach Cobley. They've done a great job. So, as you know, we've got Nick and Emma Verns, who are kind of our Los Al go-to crew this year. They're helping those two find players, give them names, give them rosters, and it's not easy when you're covering a team for the first time, and they've never even done this before. So those guys have really stepped up and helped out our crew. So we really do appreciate that.
Thanks to Kent and Justin and Coach Cobley.
100%. And in the players who are being really.
Oh yeah,
Alonzo
they're great.
Sparza. He saw Emma after his game. Didn't really have a good game statistically, but he's like, "Hey, can I find some players for you? Do you need some help?" I mean, just
that's awesome.
like thinking like that. You're the starting quarterback, and you're helping out some freshmen find some players for an interview. That says
really
a lot
cool.
about him.
That's really cool of him.
In fact, I ran into his mom and dad at Catella Deli Saturday morning. A really nice family. Yeah, real friendly. We were talking for a while, but he had a whole bunch of food he was taking home for Alonzo, and the kids were all over there watching film. So
here's free advertisement for you. If you're ever in the Los Alamitos area, Catella Deli is about the best deli on. I mean, the people in New York will say the Carnegie Deli, but I'm telling you, our version out here in California, Catella Deli.
It's one of the nicest restaurants you can go. They got a bakery. It really is.
It's amazing.
All right,
Sunset Rewind alumni of the
drop
week.
That on me. Let me find my notes. All right, so these guys have a face you probably recognize. So let me read the clue. These two media announcers could have easily had a successful career calling football and basketball games for their Sunset League alma mater. Unfortunately, they selfishly chose a career announcing for the Lakers, Kings, and UCLA. Who are these Sunset alums, and where did they go? They both went to the same school.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, so first one to answer, getting a prize on us. What do we got? We good?
And that'll be it for the slideshow there, Cole. Couple other shout-outs. Rocky Wan, our good friend.
Man, Rocky.
From Edison. I wish it would have been a bigger picture, but he sent us a picture from like 1971 or something. Like, look at that play he's making, flying through the air. That's awesome. And he also wanted to say a special thank you to all the moms out there who kept all these press clippings of, us when we were in high school, including Edison. I mean, our parents kept these clippings of us. So yeah, it's always cool when the parents have all that old school stuff from the newspaper and you can still go back to it.
Uncle Rich has been great, sending us a lot of content. He's posting all kinds of pictures of my dad, pictures I haven't even seen before.
Those pictures were awesome. That one where he put your face next to your dad's, that was great.
I sent my dad some of those photos. He's like, where did you get those? I don't know. Some guys got access. And then Sean Pfeiffer and Kim Pfeiffer, formerly Miss Weir of Kennedy High School, wrote a really nice text to me saying how much they like our show and really appreciate what we're doing. So
Sean Pfeiffer,
Sean Pfeiffer, nice. From Cyprus.
Yeah,
him and his wife.
Edison, his wife's on the
her
Booster
son,
Club.
I think, is a sophomore.
Right.
Anyway, the nicest people you ever meet.
Yes,
big
absolutely.
Fans, so we appreciate the positive comments. So thank you.
I think I got something special to do. I think hasn't Taryn? Aren't we got a reward or something? Taryn, could you come over here real quick?
You are going to be our Sunset Rewind Employee of the Week. So get over here, break down the CDM PV game. Promote TAR TV.
Yes.
Right. Let's talk about that real quickly, would you?
So word on the street is I'm actually going to be doing the Newport Harbor La Habra game on TAR TV.
Yes.
From what I'm hearing. So honestly, I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited.
That'll be great.
I'm hoping to take down some notes, and I'm looking forward to it. And my buddy Mo here is going to be there, and I'm sure he'll basically be my second set of eyes if need be.
I will help you any way I can, my friend.
Thank you.
For all your hard work, Taryn, you've earned this. We got a little nice piece of chocolate cake for you. It's our Sunset Rewind Employee of the Week award. Or is it reward? Is it award or reward?
I think it'd be both.
All right.
I think it could be both. I'd say award.
The good news is you're going to eat it before we leave the studio. The bad news is we don't have any utensils, so you're going to have to get creative. But we won't do this on air.
Okay.
All right, you can go.
Thanks,
All right.
Thank you, Taryn. Good job as always.
Yep. See y'all on Thursday for Palos Ferry CDM and Friday for Newport Harbor La Habra.
Great job,
All right,
Taryn.
Dole,
Thank you
want
very
to
much.
send us off?
Yeah, the magazine is now available. Look for it at all home games of Sunset League teams. Great stuff. Pick yourself up one. So, if you haven't already done so, please remember to hit the subscribe button on your screen. Please be sure to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter. Our handle there is at sunset_rewind, or Instagram, where our handle is sunset_rewind. Our talented reporter, Taryn Rodriguez, is always sending out updates on our social media posts. Please also go to our website, sunsetrewind.com, where you'll find interviews, news, and other information about all things Sunset League football. Special thanks to our producer and director, Murphy Cargis. Cole Menzinger, our wonderful producer. Taryn Rodriguez, our social media coordinator and reporter. as well as reporters Eric Ramos, Emma Verns, and Nick Verns. Thanks for all the contributions you make, and JP West Media as well.
And one last shout out before we go. Don't forget Murphy Cargus. If you want to learn how to play the bass, he's got a great channel on YouTube. You can play songs like this in a matter of weeks. So something to think about.
All right, another week in the books, Coach. Everyone have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. Take care. God bless.
Another one bites the dust.